We will get started shortly. Welcome if you're joining me through YouTube. This is from my live stream as we play Baldur's Gate. I think this is going to be our fourth playthrough of it. Yeah, I believe this is the fourth one. So yeah, please join me for our fourth playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. If this is the first time you're joining us, call me Cowheads, Mike, whatever you want to call me. Yeah, welcome to my YouTube/Twitch. Thank you for the support. I'd love to get a like, follow, subscribe, any of that kind of sort of thing as I begin my journey as a new streamer and start doing things more and more, learning how things work. Give me 1 second. So yeah, so we do more and more. We play this playthrough together. I've played through the game completely different game modes, but this is a fun game that you can play multiple times. If you're not familiar with Baldur's Gate 3, it is set in the D&D setting. One of the more popular settings, at least one of the it's more of a modern setting. The Sword Coast type setting. So yeah. Give me 1 second. Apologize about that. I'm probably gonna leave that in the recording. I was getting a phone call. Yeah, we will begin our Let's Play. Last time we got up to the Druid outpost, and we are going to we didn't actually speak with the Druids besides the vendor that sits out front. So we're going to speak to the Druids today, see what's going on with that, and then anything else that involves that area, without giving too many spoilers away. We are currently level 3, so we got our subclasses, and we've got quite a bit of allies now. You'll notice I'm running a few mods. The only major gameplay mod that you'll see is the I have a extended party, so I play with more than 4 players. I just think it's more fun, especially having the core main allies, because there's some storage things that you might miss just because it's annoying you have to go back and forth to switch them out. So I just have them with me the whole time. You also may notice that there's some spells and feats that aren't in the base game. Those are just spells and feats that are in D&D, but are in later editions other than the core stuff. It gives me some more stuff to play around with. Gives me some fresh experience. So I don't always pick the same spells or feats every time. And yeah, we're playing a bard, as there is no bard character, sadly. We actually will meet the bard NPC in the druid outpost, but they didn't become a permanent ally, sadly. So we won't get to see that, but we will get to meet them, and they're a great character. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and start our session. Emerald Grove. Alright. Last left off, we did our shopping. We got some companions, including Will. And we did a little fighting, which is a back area where there's some goblins that snuck into the grove. But now we will move down to this part here.
Let my daughter go right now!
She's a thief, hellspawn. And you will wait for Korga's judgment. Now get back!
Oh, let me through, Mragrasham, or I'll rip your damn throat out!
It's one way to break up a thing. You just turn into a bear.
I'll feel that one later. Seems like a good moment.
See what they got to say. Yeah.
We need to get Arabella out, now!
You heard the guards. They're waiting on Korga to give word.
I'd sooner trek through the 9 hells than trust that snake! Ugh!
So what happened? Why are the druids holding your daughter?
Arabella tried to steal their idol. Druids lost their damn minds about it. They need it for their precious ritual.
Oh, it's all my fault. I told her I wished the wretched thing would just disappear, or better yet, explode.
Now Arabella's being judged by a bunch of druids who hate us. That's not right.
She was caught. Foolish child. Let them judge her.
She's just a child. The druids are overreacting. I'll talk to them.
Thank you. They won't give us the time of day.
Hurry! I'm at the end of my tether as is. Can't take this waiting.
Like recent palms. These things over.
Let's see what he...
Tiring business, isn't it? All this traveling and adventuring. Why don't we take a little break? Allow ourselves a few moments of rest? Gives me a chance to talk to you about something. Well, rather important.
Rather important, no less. Alright, go ahead.
We've been on the road together for a while now, haven't we? Survived some perils, overcame some obstacles. Ever since you were kind enough to free me from that stone, I've seen you demonstrate remarkable guile and courage. The way you diffuse the tension between Zevlor and Aradin. In short, I've grown to trust you.
Never with the flattery. Where's this going?
I was being quite sincere, I assure you. The reason I make a point of saying this is that I've grown confident enough to tell you something I've yet to tell another living soul, except for my cat. You see, I have this condition. Very different from the parasite we share, but just as deadly.
This condition. So welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Kind of condition.
The specifics are rather personal, but suffice it to say that it is a malady I've learned to live with, though not without some effort.
Playing some Baldur's Gate 3, by the way.
Every
If
so
you're not familiar.
often, I need to get my hands on a powerful magical item and absorb the weave inside.
What kind of items are we talking about?
Oh, staffs, tomes, cowls. The form doesn't matter, so long as it's brimming with weave. It's been days since I last consumed an artifact, since before we were abducted. Only a matter of time before my craving returns. That is why I turn to you. I need you to help me find magic items to consume. It is vital. Dare I say it? Critical.
I'd be happy to help.
You
Oh,
have
no
my
likes.
thanks. And fear not. Your implicit trust is well placed and will be rewarded with any and all means at my disposal. I'm sure we won't have to look very far to find what I need. Faerun overflows with magic-infused treasure. As do our packs, as a matter of fact. We've such an item already in our possession. Primed for the moment the need arises. I hope I can count on you.
Yeah, this feature that he has, and it explains why it happens, but it's the reason why a lot of people dislike Gale. Gale's a great companion, but yeah, it's pretty annoying because you have to sacrifice a magic item, and it needs to be something decent. It can't just be a basic magic item. Usually it has to be like a unique one. So people don't dislike it. So if you get any weak magic items that you don't plan on keeping for very long, it's best to just hold on to it to feed Gale. They did fix it to where, because originally Gale's feature basically it was like unlimited until you get to a certain part in the story. He'll just keep eating items, but they fix it so it only does it to 3 items max. So it's not as bad as it was before. It's still annoying, but usually can work. I've never had him trigger this early, so this is interesting. I usually get it a little bit further into the story. We have been leveling up quite a bit, so I'm guessing it might be tied to levels. I'm not sure. Let's see what these tieflings have to say about this.
Lives are at stake, and the cowards only care about their bloody rituals.
He didn't have anything to say.
Those dirt kissers would let us die for the sake of their bloody grove.
I forgot about the insult. I love the idea of calling druids dirt kissers. That's so
We
funny.
could help each other. Fight the goblins together. Instead, these fools are trying to chase us away.
So, we get really much from them. These guys are missing their kid, their daughter, I believe. And these guys just are part of the crowd. So let's go see what these druids got to say.
Come, Magrin, give him a chance. You, get back.
It is not an open world RPG, so this is kind of a... It's just a normal RPG, like a kind of more old school. But it's based in the D&D world of like Faerun, the Sword Coast area. Yeah, this is it uses a lot of the D&D 5e rules, so it's basically like a video game version of D&D, but it is solo. You can play with friends, but you're kind of limited to how many friends you can play with. But yeah, it's possible. I can have people join in on my kind of this campaign, the storyline. It's a really well done, fleshed out story RPG. There's a ton of choices. There's a fun companions that you join with you. Like these guys are in my party right now. And yeah, like I said, I have classes like I'm playing as a bard, and she's a cleric, a wizard, and that's a fighter. But yeah, it's just similar. If you're familiar with D&D, it's basically it's video game D&D. It's the D&D setting, and then yeah, just there's a couple things that change a little bit because they don't translate well into video game logic, so that so it's altered slightly. But yeah, it's a normal RPG, but it's more old school. I hate call it old school, but your RPGs these days aren't like that anymore. They are very action orientated, or don't have this much in-depth story, so it is pretty fun. But it is more tactical when it comes to the game, the combat, and it's not like action where like a hack and slash. So you'll see. I'll go to combat here in a little bit. You hit me in a part where it's a lot of heavy dialogue, so I'm gonna get past this dialogue real quick. If it weren't for me, you'd be overrun by goblins by now. I'll go our police. So I could say do these three things, and this gives you kind of like chat in like if you ever play D&D with like the DM gives you these NPCs. So I'm gonna ignore them. Proceed. Most likely, if I do that, they'll probably attack me and start combat. Which I'm in a druid grove, so I don't want to be surrounded by druids. I'm not looking for trouble. Can you let me pass by? That one might work, and then this one, what's so special down there? Probably give you some information, but I think the best one to do is to remind them that I help fight off the goblins, so it's most likely the highest chance that they'll let me get by. And then some of them it'll tell you if it's a roll check, like a persuasion check, like you do in D&D, and a roll a d20 and everything. So if one comes up soon, you'll see.
Keep back. Force
So
my hand, and I'll show you its
there's
flaws.
ability checks like d20s and stuff.
Gianna.
What? Oh, I understand. You. Apparently Korga wants to see you. Go ahead.
Alright, so now I can go into the grove part of this area. So they are doing this big ritual here, which they were just talking about. This is the Rite of the Thorns. There's this guy over here. Let's see what he's doing with this bear.
Ah, my good friend. You were at the gates just now, no? When the goblins came? You saw them up close? A few questions, if you please. There's no overstating my interest.
So Volo was actually a very classic D&D character. He's actually got some books named after him. In world, Volo is a famous author and known to exaggerate a story or two to kind of sell things. Yeah, he doesn't really have anything special. I know he's got some like magic items though, but he's not like a wizard or anything. He's just kind of this author. I don't think he's really considered a bard. I could double check. Last time I checked, he's just kind of this dude that just travels around writing about things he encounters. So he's pretty lucky because he gets in a lot of situations he should be dead, and comes out unscathed. So. Usually lucky finding good people to protect him though, so that also helps. Fine, ask your questions.
Glory. Now then, how would you describe that particular batch of goblins? Size, nature, distinguishing qualities?
You search your mind, successfully.
That was an insight
recalling
check,
various
D&D skill check.
details of goblin behavior.
So I can do some bard phrases because I'm a bard, so I say some specific to bards. So these two are, I can give an exact description because I succeeded in my insight check. Otherwise I would have two basic lines. I could say this bard line here. This is a classic raid gang complete with lasher and smattering of booyangs. You see the tentacle chip was an elf invasion force. The goblins were being controlled. Both of those are pretty funny. Well, this one's pretty unexaggerated of what happened, and then this is kind of embellishing the story, which he likes as Volo. He's a big fan. So I'm gonna go with this one because I think it's funny. Really fits his character.
Ye gods! Can it be? How terribly compelling. And the dragon they had marching in the rear, was it of the brass or silver variety?
Neither. It was a gold dragon, scales glittering and wings gleaming.
A gold dragon! How marvelous! Thank heaven forgotten you were here to specify, or I might have recorded a bold-faced lie. Last question, then you'll be quite free. Did the attackers rally to the absolute when they fell upon the gates?
So it's just kind of funny. It's two goofy riders kind of feeding off of each other, basically. Great show. They sing like a battle hymn.
They did, didn't they? Oh, curious.
Usually,
Curious
if you're not a
indeed.
bard, he just changes
I've
what you say and
interrogated one,
ignores.
a captive in this very camp. She reports they've abandoned their god Maglabiet in favor of someone called the Absolute. The scandal!
So yeah, if you tell him normally without being a bard, he just denies everything you say and kind of puts his own flair on it. But if you're a bard, you can basically keep up with his kind of flair and or add your own. Dramatic. How has Maglubiat responded?
Oh, I'd imagine him quite displeased. Since
One of the
their
goblin
change
gods, by
in
the way.
allegiance, these goblins are informed by a kind of strategy anathema to their kind. I, for one, intend to get to the bottom of it. I'm just preparing to head to their camp as we speak, in fact. If you'll excuse me, I ought not to door roll.
Be careful, goblins aren't known for their mercy.
Never you mind. Who needs mercy when you've a quick tongue, hmm? And an invisibility potion stashed in your back pocket.
Until we meet again.
No, I got inspiration point. This is to get a free reroll.
My grizzled friend. What can you tell me about this place?
Because I did a bard thing for my background, or entertainer as my background, so that was an entertainment. So you get, yeah, if you feed things off of your backgrounds or your allies' backgrounds, you get inspiration points. You get to do things. I get reroll points. So.
Speak.
Looking for a healer. Help me narrow the search.
Find Nettie in her room. Through the carved door, deeper in the grove.
Doesn't look like you're helping with the ritual.
The ritual is Korga's decision, but she is not our leader. Master Halsin welcomed the refugees in. I wait for him to resolve this.
Is that what you're talking to with that bird?
Hold your tongue. The bird knows. She needs to know. You do not.
I help defend this grove. I'm not your enemy. I don't know why he keeps bringing up the whole bird thing. It's like... I hate that it keeps like bugging about the bird. I know it's not that big of a deal, but it's like I'm not... Like, it's a bird. Yeah, these are the dice they have. I'm gonna probably keep the red. I might switch to blue. I'm gonna switch to blue. But yeah, I don't really care what she's talking the bird about. She's druid. She's crazy.
Forgive me. It is not you I fear. It is my brethren. More follow Korga every day. They are afraid, and she offers a simple solution. Eject the refugees, and we will be safe.
Sounds like she has to be stopped. How would we do that?
A druid and an outsider. We can do nothing without turning the others against us. Only Master Halsin can stop this. I pray my bird returns with news of him. If not, I fear for my people.
If you ever are wondering the loot, anything that's yellow means it is searchable and they don't care that I look through it. Red means that it's stealing, so you don't want to do that. But these mug roots aren't stealing, so I'm going to take them. So I can craft some potions later. That's what these herbs are for.
By Sylvanus, the Forest Father, we are granted balance.
This bird keeps doing something. Let's go see what this bird's doing. No, can't speak to birds. I don't have the ability to speak with animals, so I'm just gonna leave it. I know what the bird's doing, but I lack that ability. Also, you can speak to this bear to have him move, and this is a shortcut, but it's not that much of a shortcut. And I also lack the ability to speak to birds.
What's in here?
Yeah, I might. Do I have a potion of... No, I don't. Yeah, it's alright. Inside the Druid chamber and see what they're up to.
She stole the idol of Sylvanus. She must pay the price.
Please. I'm sorry.
This is madness, Korga. She's just a...
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat? I will imprison the devil. And I will cast out every stranger.
Thief, poison? What's the girl's actual crime?
Girl? You mean parasite? She eats our food, drinks our water, then steals our most holy idol in thanks. Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Korga. We took back the idol. Surely...
Do it.
So here I have a few checks that I can do to see if I can pass whatever's happening. So I can do a nature check. I can do a persuasion check, which I'm good at as a bard. I can do a bard persuasion check, which most likely, if it's a bard one, either it's exclude the bard, or it could be an advantage because it's related to being a bard. I can also detect thoughts. If I have an ability to detect thoughts, either be using the tadpole powers, or if I have a potion of mind reading. I could keep silent or just attack her. I've never done this, to be honest. I'm curious, but I'm not going to do it. However, I think I'm going to go to the Bard Persuasion one. Sylvanus was more concerned with nobly sown seeds than punishing children, was he not? This is a pretty high roll of a 15, so I'm going to use my cantrip of advantage. Because, in truth, I don't care what she thinks about me. Not for now. So I rolled a 20.
The words of the Tree Father, spoken plain. It is as you say. Sifisif, Tila, to me. Out, thief. My grace has its limits.
It hurts.
Thank you, Korga. Master Halsin...
Halsin isn't here. Keep his name off your tongue, lest Tila pierce it.
Alright, I have two things. I have these people that want to hear with the daughter. Then I have two companions that want to talk to me. And then we can explore the grove inside, because there is some interesting characters we met, like her and him. So, let's talk to Gale first.
That woman has more venom in her heart than a snake in its fangs. But at least the child is safe. What is youth if not a time to be forgiven for one's transgressions?
Sounds like personal. Sounds like he's had some personal experience. Sounds like you have something to confess. Putting a child on display like that was monstrous. I'm glad we intervened.
Since your actions have earned you an enemy and a fight.
There goes the friends. Oof.
The Outlander has betrayed us. I should have known.
I hate wolves.
Now we know what happens. I'm gonna jump to the back. I'm gonna skip this next part and to not use friends since I am playing on a higher difficulty. I don't want to log me off from the Grove this early, so I'm going to reload. Yeah, it's scummy, but yeah, it just locks off too much content. So we're gonna do this real quick. I think the only one that has something to say is these people.
I'd sooner trek through the 9 hells than trust.
Now,
Sounds like she made the fatal mistake of getting caught. We shouldn't get him.
Gil wants to say something.
Tari, why don't we take a little break? Allow ourselves a few moments of rest. Gives me a chance to talk to you about something. Well, we've been on the... In short, I've grown to trust you. You see, I have this... What it comes down to is this. Every so often, I need to get my hands on a... That is why
Okay.
You, get back! What? You? You're welcome.
Okay, oops. Let's say, so this doesn't happen again. Talk to him.
A few questions, if you please.
You search your mind successfully.
Ye gods! Can it be? How terribly compelling. And the dragon they had marching in the rear. Last question, then you'll be quite free. The scandal. I'm just preparing to head to their camp as we speak, in fact. Give it a shot.
By Sylvanus, the Tree Father, our turmoil is calmed.
The irony about also rolling what I did with friends is I rolled a 20 as my first roll, so I really didn't have to put myself in that predicament.
Find Nettie in her room. But if Master help, the bird knows. She needs to know. You do not. More follow Korga every day. They are afraid, and she offers a simple solution. But if not, I fear.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's this one. I'm not sure. One of those caused that, but it's fine. Jeez.
Please. This is a what? I will imprison the devil. She eat and come do it.
Okay.
The words of the
This
tree
time
father,
she won't attack me.
spoken plain. It is as you say.
A friend sometimes, and it works this
Seal that
way
to me.
in D&D as well. Once the spell goes away, they know you casted it, and they may see it as a form of aggression. So normally it's a terrible thing to take, but...
Thank you, Korga. Master Halsin...
Halsin isn't here. Keep his name off your tongue, lest Tila pierce it.
Alright,
It's just
I didn't hear.
something I have to live with. Quite a lot, if I'm being honest. But it always passes quickly, so I can manage.
We didn't hear her conversation yet. We heard the other ones. I got those mixed, so I apologize for skipping
Positive.
those.
You can trust me on that.
We won't be skipping any more dialogue, though. What do you think's happened? What do you think of all the stuff that's happened to us so far?
We've been through quite a lot, with likely more to come. Care to narrow it down a little?
So this one right here is a great way to see how well she likes you, other than you can actually pull up her stats and see the slide bar. But we'll wait till we get a camp to talk to the NPCs.
That woman has more
Heard this part.
youth, if not a time, to be forgiven for one's tragedy. Couldn't agree more. The girl wasn't innocent, but that doesn't mean she was guilty.
So yeah, we had a little bit more that he would have said, but it's fine. We are basically where we last left off when that spell kind of backfired on us. So let's go see what Kaga
Go
wanted.
on. Say it. You think I'm a monster?
I think you're a monster.
Monster? Too kind. A demon, more like.
Protecting your own, sometimes cruelty is required. I understand.
First you urge grace, then you speak truth. You surprised me twice over. A shame the grace period ends. The Viper's fangs have been bared. She must guard her brood. No matter. I took back the idol of Sylvanus, and the rite is resumed. We will seal the grove, free from harm, free of intruders.
Zevlar believes his people will perish on the road.
And mine perish if he stays. You showed great mettle at the gate. The mettle of a skilled sword for hire. I want you to provide your services to Zevlor. Offer to guide the Outlanders out of the grove. I'm sure they'll reward you well. They're to be gone before final prayer. If they are not, the Viper must strike.
It seems I'd best speak to Zevlar.
You will do more than speak. This tale ends but one way. With the Outlander rot cleansed, and the grove forever shrouded.
You did well to speak up for the girl. That snake is fickle. A tragedy prevented.
That Kaga seems
Well seen.
dangerous.
Well spotted. We've let a snake replace our leader.
How did Kaga take over the whole grove?
She is first druid in Halsin's absence. With him caught or dared by goblins, none may gainsay. But more will die if her ritual is finished. I doubt those exiled by the right will survive long outside.
No one's looking for Halsin, I can do it.
Would you? I would give anything to see Halsin return home.
No need to fret, I'll find him.
Sylvanus' blessing upon you, and my gratitude as well. Halsin is an elf with the presence of a bear. He left west with the adventurers. You won't mistake the first druid for anyone else. Come, Silver. Stay close.
She's a child. A devil child. One who tried to steal from us. Yet she failed. That's what matters.
By claw and tooth from root to thorn, the old oak's grove to wildlings sworn. The mural shows druids claiming the grove in the name of the old oak, Sylvanus, god of nature.
Okay. I believe there's some information over here as well.
Darkest hour, a concord made, twixt harp and wild against the shade. Harp and wild. A riddle to some, but you understand the meaning immediately. The druids turn to the harpers for help. Unusual for such a territorial group.
Harpers are a group, usually like rogues. It's kind of the roguish group. They're like a secret society of like agents.
The towers
They're good.
seized, the battle done. The moonrise broke the darkest one. History or myth, whatever is depicted here is long past.
This is the thing, the mural that she was talking about, Dark District Years. She says that and then you can talk to her.
Almost pleasant traveling with company, if you ignore all the less pleasant aspects.
Murals in the grove, something about them seems to catch your eye.
What can I say? They were eye-catching. Consider me an art lover.
And I think you can go a little bit deeper if you identify the religion check, which I did not. So.
Oh, my savior.
Oh, this is the guy that we rescued and stole his little hat from. This guy, he's like the guardian of this area.
What will the tiefling?
He's a kind of a jerk. This area we don't really have any use for. This is kind of a storage little library area. But there is something a little bit further this way. There is Nettie, which we were given as a mission to talk, because apparently she's a healer.
I see you. Just give me a moment. This medicatrix. There. It's up to her now. Life or death. Now, what was it you needed?
Healing. Looks like it came to the right person.
I do what I can. For most folks, that's enough. Come here. Let's have a look at you. You seem healthy enough. A bit tired around the eyes, maybe.
More than tired, something crawled into my eye.
Crawled in? Some sort of bug? Or... Wait, did it look like a tadpole? But from your worst nightmare? All slime, teeth, and tentacles.
You know them? Can you help?
I'll do what I can. Come, follow me. I might be able to help. We need to be quick. This way.
There's something in that vessel. Take a close.
This one had the same problem as you. Attacked us in the woods together with some goblins.
That voice is kind of early.
Tadpole crawled out of
We
his
haven't
head soon
spoken to our
after.
dream visitor yet, but you'll meet her here soon. I'm hoping for a less grave cure.
I'll do the best I can. I'm no Master Halson, mind. He'd have your tadpole out like that. Still, we have options. You don't have to be here for this.
I'd like to stay, if it's all the same.
All right. Let's see what we can do.
He's got a tadpole too. Why are you being nice to him? What's that plant? Will it help?
She shifts uneasily, hesitating. Something's off.
It might. But first things first. Tell me about your symptoms. Have you noticed anything strange happening?
I can merge my mind with anyone else that's infected.
Victims can identify each other. Not that the others know they're victims, of course. How'd you pick up the parasite? Halson was desperate to find where all this was happening.
Mine came from a mind flayer ship that was kidnapped and infected.
A mind flayer ship? But Master Halson was sure. Look, you've been straight with me, so I'll be straight with you. You're dangerous. If you transform here, we're all dead. But you seem like a good soul. You deserve a chance to save yourself. This is a vial of wyvern poison. Swear to me, you'll swallow it if you feel any symptoms.
I swear.
I hope it doesn't come to that, but thank you. Here. You know, I've spent my life treating folk and never once saw a
Great way to
mind
get
flayer
some
infection.
early good poison, by the way.
Then suddenly, there's dozens of you. Maybe more.
You don't need a drink.
Master Halson
You
and
can
I
put
were
on a
tracking,
weapon.
studying, trying to figure out what the hells was going on. Because you should all be changing. There should be a small army of mind flayers out there. But you're not. Weird powers aside, you seem perfectly normal.
What do you mean should be changing?
Mind flayers reproduce by infecting someone with their parasite. 7 gruesome days later, the victim transforms and a new mind flayer is born. The thing in your skull, though, it's different to anything in our records. It's one of their worms for sure. But this one gives you powers. Telepathic connections. And it doesn't turn you into one of them. Not yet, anyhow.
That's good news?
Could be. But there's a lot we don't know. Infected, folks like you, have been converging on an old temple of Selûne. And I've no idea why. When Master Halson heard the adventurers were heading that way, he saw a chance to get answers. Joined on the spot. Whatever he found there, he didn't make it back.
You think he's still alive?
I think so. I hope so. I've sent birds to find him, but they can't get close without goblins trying to shoot them down. You, though, you're one of them.
You can't get
Technically
close.
speaking, I mean. They won't kill someone carrying their parasite. If you can find Halsin and get him out of there, we can discover what he learned. And perhaps he can save your life. How's that sound?
Alright, I'll find Halsin.
Thank you. It would mean everything to the Grove. To me. I wish I could tell you more. But only those adventurers know what happened out there. All I can say for sure is they all went to the old temple of Selûne. And Master Halsin didn't make it back. Good luck out there. And if things start to go bad, remember the vial. Remember your oath.
Alright, free wyvern poison. So, to the rogue it goes. Did she leave? Cool. Alright, Asterion. Let us steal something.
If there's a cure, it seems Halsin is the one to talk to.
I'm going to track him down and see what he knows.
Let's be optimistic and assume he's still among the living.
Forget
Let's interrogate. 5 questions.
You lifelessly.
Question number 1. Where did you get your
The
tadpole?
corpse remains silent. It doesn't understand the question.
Question number 2. Were you abducted? Yeah, were you?
Moonrise Towers. Initiation.
So they found the Absolute at Moonrise Towers. Were you abducted by mind flayers?
No.
Okay, not abducted, but followed the Absolute at Moonrise Towers and doesn't know about the parasites. But he had one. How many Drow are out there?
Back at camp.
One more question. Who killed you? What happened? Who are you? Who are you?
Ned Sierranis of the Absolute.
Oh, that was our final question.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
The information we have, that's all we can find out currently. Alright. Styrian, give me that tadpole thing. So we got a mind flare parasite specimen. I believe we are pretty much done here. Ooh, I actually want to steal this. Not a steal. Not really steal. I want to take it. Alright, let us get out of here. Let's go back outside. We need to go this way. We are done right now, currently with the druids. Let's go talk to these guys with their daughter. But we're going to come back in here because there's a couple things we want to do first.
You ever scare me like that again, and
Was she bloody?
feed you to a knoll.
Mom, I'm fine. Stop it.
At least it
Our
looks like
little
she's
Hellion
bloody.
told us what happened. Thank you. Don't know what we'd do without her.
Put her on a leash. No more light-fingered antics, right, Arabella?
Yeah. I mean, thank you for helping me.
Cool, we get our first magic item that we can actually feed to Gale. Until then, let's just give it to Gale. He can have himself. He can eat his own necklace. Here's the dancing lights cantrip. Not super necessary for this game. I forgot there's a beach down here. Is there anything down here? I forget that I can go down here. This spot easy to miss. There may be a dig spot down here. I think that's all that's down here if there is. Oh, there's a bear down here. And I don't have a way to speak to you, so nice chat. Let's go up here now. So an easy spot people miss is this little opening here, because there's a couple things back here people miss this all the time. Let's do this one first. Pretty easy to do. These squirrels are really funny to talk to if you can speak with animals.
Dance upon the stars tonight. Smile and pain will fade away. Words of mine will change.
So this is the was going to be the Bard NPC, by the way. I will say that an interesting, if you choose the right dialogue, she'll give you a special loot and also give you the performance abilities so you can play instruments properly. The only way you can get it outside, I believe, being a bard, being able to sing and play instruments properly. You may can get it from entertainer, I'm not sure, but it's just you can get it as an extra ability. You have to basically do a bunch of checks playing an instrument with her. Really good for later on because you'll get a bonus if you do certain things, and this is like way on into Act 2. Sing words of mine will turn to ash.
Words of mine will turn to ash when you call the last light down.
Continue singing. Moon reminds me of your grace.
Moon reminds me of your grace. All the love I can't repay. Rest and know that I will pray. Farewell, my dear old friend. Wait, that's it!
And if you do it right, she'll do her performance. I like this part.
Thank you. I was having trouble finding the words.
Yeah, I think a really fun NPC. It's really quick to get through her situation if you're a bard like I did. Really cool dialogue. Recurring NPC. It's just so disappointing that she can't join you. So you can temporarily join her if you're doing a certain campaign, but she won't stay with you. Which you will find out. That's the dirge. The dirge will keep her for a little bit. Who's the song about?
Lihala. My teacher. And friend. Sorry. Damn it.
What's the matter?
I haven't finished a song since Lihala died. I haven't played at all, if I'm honest. She was playing her lute. We didn't hear the gnolls coming. There was so much blood. I can still smell it.
I'm sure your teacher would be proud to see you now.
She'd yell at me for that meter and make me play it over and over again. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Finish the Weeping Dawn. For her. I've a long way to go. But thank you. I needed this.
Well, you've come up with a fine tribute for her.
Thanks. Lihala made me love music. The sound, the feel, the thrill. But when she died, it was gone. Until now, I'd forgotten what it was like. That itch in my fingers to perfect a song. The Weeping Dawn will be my gift to her. Thank you. I needed this.
And a cool thing too, if you have performance and you can do you can play a song and she will play with you. You can do a duet. This opens anytime that anybody has performance. If you do this around them, they'll do it. And you can do different instruments if you want to do a little band. Also, a fun thing most people don't know with performing, if you take your instrument away, your character will whistle. So you can whistle the song, make a little band with that. It's kind of funny. Yeah, that was her. She's a cool NPC, cool interaction. Now we go to this next part. More singing. No, why are you going that way? So annoying. I'm on Lazel. Let's get everybody down here.
Such a pretty song. Shh.
listen
A
quietly.
sweet melody beckons you. It vibrates with magic. A harpy's charm.
Focus the singing. Focus by singing. There once was a lady who met with a marrow and tried to disclose it to his foolish fellow. Basically, I'm interrupting this song.
The suffocating yearning suddenly fades as the spell breaks. You are free.
And I can continue my song. My man would not listen. He thought it's tall tales, until he rubbed up against all of her scales. Ooh, that's terrible. I think I might re-roll that one. I rolled double one. That's harsh. Let's do this again. We should be able to pass it. I hate the auto one failure because that's only in 5e. It's only meant for combat, not for skill checks. So it's kind of
Ouch, my ears!
it's old school D&D.
Wait. Why am I wet?
Yep, time for the harpy fight. So he failed, so he's being mind controlled by the harpy. So we won't get our assassin off. And these guys got lured in while we were talking. So we gotta break this before she starts killing them.
With haste.
So let's do that by breaking her with doing damage. So interrupts it so they're no longer being controlled. There we go. Trying to run away. Man, that was really unnecessary for you to do that. I think they got that one. I want to go up to this one. This one's running away. I think the easiest one would be let's do an arrow of acid actually. I think there is another one up here. But I might wait to see where this one goes. So let's just do this. Yeah, these guys can handle it. So there we go. You're gonna take extra damage for running. It's an awesome booming blade hit. I think I've got that one narrowed down. So let's back up these guys. Let's see. We have that. It's taking some sweet damage. I think we just will continue. It's fine. And he's gonna run away, which is good. It's what we want him to do. We want to save the kid. Let's rogue. I think we should be good. I think getting you in melee would be a bit better. Because they keep wanting to disengage. So we'll booming blade. So if it moves, it's gonna take extra damage. So it can do a fear, trip, faint. I might do trip because it'll mess up its range. So let's do that. There we go. Let's do a hunter's mark. And then we can piercing strike. Okay.
Allow me to demonstrate.
She kind of needs your help. Yeah, let's do this one. It looks like I got affected by it this time. So did my bird. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay. Should have break it. Or bill. I'll reach it in time.
Two steps at a time. Victory is assured. What happened?
Are they gone?
Soothe the child with a calming tone.
Who are you?
I'm Faber Agamal, Slayer of Monsters, Telltale, Saver of You, the pleasure is mine.
Wow. I'm Mercon. Oh no. I had to get the gold from the nest. Mole will be so mad. I got to go. Wait, you should meet Mole. She'll be grateful you helped me. Find a boy called Donnie.
So I didn't say anything in the last fight.
See the dragon's lair.
Last fight, basically, yeah, you just get enchanted by harpies that lure you in with their music, and then you fight them. So, yeah.
What's inside?
Now let's explore the nest and see if they had any kind of loot hidden amongst them. Looks like their nest is up here somewhere. We keep looking. There's gold in that one. Oh, Gale wants to say something. You stop moving.
That scamp reminds me of myself when I was a nipper. Always getting into trouble.
Yes, somehow I can imagine you as a handful.
Comes with the territory. One time, my parents denied me a kitten, so I summoned myself a Tressim. Oh, dear old Tara. Beautiful creature. Benefits of a wizard's education, you see. Of course,
Tressims are
my
fluffy cats with
talent
wings.
didn't hurt either. Well, that depends on who you ask, I suppose. I may have summoned things rather more exotic than a winged cat.
Such as...
There was that magma Mephit once. Nice fella, we kept in touch.
Mephits are little elementals.
Screaming, yelling, panic, and before you know it, fire everywhere.
You summon a small magma
Glad we got that
elemental,
boy out of his
essentially.
predicament. Poor lad would have been harpy feed if it wasn't for you.
Us. Weren't for us. Don't think there'll be anything up here, but came to look just in case. Looks like we got pile of bones. And inside the pile of bones is a bone. Who would have thunk?
Something good here, I hope.
It's too far. Oh, nope, can't jump that far, but somebody who can is somebody with good strength, and that would be Lazel. She found us a ring, supply pack that will go to camp, this gem that will go to me to sell for later, a book, and I'm sorry, so you want to read this, you can pause it, going back to the VOD. This is somebody that got lost on the way to Baldur's Gate, I believe. I'm not going to read the whole thing, I'm sorry. It's a lot to read. And this is the same thing about it. It's a journal. We will return to party. The color spray thing is pretty nice, however, this probably end up being just a Gale item. I'm gonna give this to you though. But it'll probably end up, if we don't find anything else by the time that Gale needs to eat his magic item, that'll be our second magic item, but we'll probably find another one. It's not that special. I mean, one use of color spray is okay. It's just, it's one of those spells that's locked based on HP, which means the higher we get into like scaling with levels and stuff, the more HP, which means the less effective that spell will be. So it's not the most useful spell for higher levels. Beginning level is pretty decent because it'll mess with their vision, make things easier with fighting, but later on it's like it's pretty much useless. Sometimes there's loot up here. Just checking the cliffs. I think that most of the loot is up. It might be this part, one of the harpy nests. So this is a unique polished dagger. Other than its name, there's nothing that's special about it. It's just a dagger. But it is, if you want a unique named item, that's where it's located. And then I don't think there's a dig spot up here, but it's worth checking. I think there is, however, a dig spot this way. And then once we do that, we will be done with the harpies. Part most people don't notice. It's this spot here. Normally I don't bring my whole party over here, but finding the dirt mound can be hard sometimes. And that kind of ends it for us in the Druid Hollow. We can do the interaction with the children. I probably won't do much with the children because there's not much I can do currently. But we can find the dragon lair real quick. And it's their little gang they got going on. There's a little bit of loot in here.
He stares right past you, as if you're invisible.
Donnie, isn't it? I want to see the dragon's lair.
He nods, then reaches for a concealed hatch.
Hey, thanks for showing me the door. Alright, let's leave. You can also find the hatch on your own, but they don't like just anybody showing up. Which I don't blame them. Bunch of street rat kids.
Let's get going. At the ready.
So this another big jump up here. I might go do real quick. Before her spell wears off. I don't know if I need this spell running. Just ignore me, kids. I'll talk to you in a second. Is that how you get up there? No, you get up here this way, right? I think there's another loot spot, but I don't remember where it's at. I thought it was up here, but I'll find out in a second. The main one I want is Lazo, because she can jump really well right... Oh, nope, it's gone. Oh, she can jump up here. Can she jump across? Can she jump across? No. Alright, let's talk to Mole, I think is who we're gonna talk to.
God's is boring, everyone's got a joke. Worse than joke. Don't worry, kid. Baldur's Gate.
There we go. Here's the ringleader.
Look who's come to visit. My kids say you've been busy since you got here. Mercon says you got him out of a tight spot with some harpies. Gotta say, I'm impressed. You saved Arabella from the Druids. Don't know what those bastards would have done. And thanks for going easy on Sylphie. Not many marks would have done the same.
Better keep these kids in check. They won't get off so lightly forever.
Is that a fact? I'll tell them to watch their step. Anyway, you want to talk? Talk.
Do you have anything to trade? Go remove curse. Really nice to have. I don't see anything worth having. I'm gonna see if I can just sell her my junk. Does he not have a shield on anymore? I think I took it off of him. I think that should be fine for now. That should that should not be considered that.
Anything else?
But you might need help with something.
Do, as a matter of fact.
Revenge.
Revenge. You saw what those bastards that run the place were doing to Arabella, scaring the precious mite. I want to steal that big, shiny idol they're all chanting at.
An idol? What will you do with something like that?
The important thing is to get it away from them. That ritual's gonna get us all killed. And we can sell it once we get to the city. Thing like that's gotta be worth a small fortune.
Oh, I'll see what I can do.
Be careful. They look as brittle as old bark. But they're vicious.
I'm probably not gonna steal it.
Anything else?
Probably not gonna steal it though. Why are you running all these schemes and swindles? Risky, you know?
We're saving up for a better hideout when we get to Baldur's Gate. Why? You planning on telling me stealing is wrong?
Quite the opposite. I want to invest in the newest thieves guild on the Sword Coast.
Won't turn down free money. I've got operating costs you wouldn't believe. Come see me in the city sometime, huh? I'll repay this and then some. See you around, maybe.
Recurring character. Let's go to the Emerald Grove. And we will also... We can't. Now let's go to end of day. Got a lot to talk about. Let's start off with Shadowheart.
Finally, some good fortune. Come morning, we know what to do. The sooner we find the Druid house in, the better. I can't wait to get rid of this thing in my head.
So it'll come next for you once this is all over. Well, let's do how you feel.
The same. These parasites are proving suspiciously benign. But suppose I turn. What would you do?
No hesitations. I'd just seen your misery then and there.
Wise. Though, I hope you'd miss me after I'm gone. I think I would if the positions were reversed. But
Oh,
you're
she's
right.
starting to like me already.
If we're to make it through all this,
Even
there
though
can
I've been
be
so
no
nice, she
room for
hates me getting
hesitation.
nice.
You're doing well. It's a beautiful night. I think I'll stay up to enjoy it while I still can. Rest well.
Turn the party down. Okay.
You know, I've been thinking, reflecting on what tomorrow might bring. When we find the Druid, will he know how to bring the worm under control? Will this little adventure of ours be over?
Good. Will you miss me?
Why not? You've been to the hells and back. Survived the crash. Survived everything that's followed. I'm not easily impressed by people, but you're stronger than I gave you credit for.
Dude, I am pretty impressive.
Aren't you just?
Are you feeling alright?
Oh, I was leagues away.
Trying to eat me.
I just need to get some air.
You'll figure out
Clear
why
my
I say
head.
that. Spoiled.
I'll see you later, I'm sure.
If it isn't obvious.
Sleep tight.
We got Gale and Will. Gale doesn't really want to talk yet, which is, I guess, good because that means you don't need to
A fine
sacrifice
evening,
something.
don't you think? The moonlight shines warmly on us. The breeze caresses our faces. Hideous. All of it. Would that I were doing battle up there, among the tears.
Fairywoman isn't so bad. Give it a
I
chance.
see naught but cowards cowering in their groves and grottos. Flowering meadows and fecund soil have softened their minds and muscles. They rely on strangers' swords when they should be forging their own.
What do you mean by the tears?
Look above. Watch the moon cross the sky. The tears follow behind it. Rocky bodies tumbling through the sea of night. One of them is my crush, Kalir.
Are all Githyanki from the tears?
Your curiosity is to be commended. Githyanki are hatched in creches all throughout realm space. Kalir is one of many. It's there I first saw a Kithrak mount a red dragon, where I slit my cousins' throats at the Vash's command. But enough of this. You are wasting your resting time. Come dawn, we resume our search for a creche.
Playing with a sword.
Tingle runs through your head and down to your
Oh no, I've got the tingle.
There it is. That shiver. Our little brainworms have made fast friends, it would seem. How do you feel?
Surprisingly fine in spite of it all.
Surprising is just the word, isn't it? Before the Illithid's unscheduled surgery, I'd felled hundreds of beasts and a fair few fiends. The tadpoles weakened me, suppressed greater talents, but beyond that, I've showed no signs of turning.
Basically, you get sent to level 1.
No pain, not even a hot flash.
It makes no sense, I know. Why haven't we turned?
Perhaps the worm's vat was poisoned. Perhaps we're uncommonly fit. Or perhaps the tadpoles are merely on holiday. We could conjecture all night. I suppose the why doesn't matter so much as the what next.
Also, I might do a couple
And that answer
more
is
sleeps.
plain
I'm really
as the horns on a war devil's head.
bad at doing
We get
long
these
rests,
things
but
out.
there's certain interactions
Let's
like
get some
this
rest.
that only happen if you
Dawn
long
comes
rest,
sooner than
and
we think.
events as well. So I might have to do just a bunch of long rests eventually. I just like playing the game.
How can I help? Your enterprising approach to my problem is most encouraging. Do not yet need to consume an item. But keep it.
He doesn't have anything good to say. He's just talking about if you want to give him a magic item early, he won't take it. Shared inventory. Move from where? Supposed to go to camp, not where's.
No one stopped me yet.
Let's go to long rest. Berry, carrots, potatoes? What's your potatoes? Yeah, exactly. Then carrots, potatoes, and 1 berry. Uh-oh, he's up to something. Alright. Let's get the party back together. We need to grab Lizelle.
It is
Join me. And then Will.
The Blade of Frontiers at your court.
Okay, that should be everybody. Need to make you a weapon. Nope, did not mean to pack that. Let's make you... Let's do something different, because we already have... We could do a glaive. He's got a shield. Maybe a maul. I don't know what weapon we should do. Be one-handed. Okay, I'm gonna do a glaive, but what would the blade carry? I could make him my polearm guy. He just AC currently sucks without the shield. Let's see what it looks like. How's your AC currently? 14. Yeah, I kind of need the shield until we get you a better outfit. And you get you a cloak. Let's do... battle axe. Let's mix it up a little bit. And then shield. Let's see. And then we will need to also do you. Is your bird still out? I think it is. Yeah, it is. Let's mage armor.
Can't give up now.
All right. I'm gonna leave camp and
Just be on my way.
we go up here outside. Let's go right over here. Goblins are still dead. Alright, so I've been a little under the weather today, so I think we'll end the stream a little earlier than normal. We did the rest of the Druid Grove, so it may not seem like we've been doing much at a time. Coming up next week, I think I'll do a lot more longer sessions just to get some good gameplay down, because we're doing small parts at a time. Though I think we've gotten a huge chunk of the story already taken care of. At least this part of the map is pretty much all done. So next one we will continue into the area and search for Halsin. To be honest with you, the Goblin Camp will probably do very last. I usually do the Goblin last of of this part of part 1. Technically I do the Githyanki Crash, but that's later on. That's very last. But we will do this part. We do this part next, where we will continue down this road. Probably see some more goblins, some more just adventures. Who knows what's going to happen next session. I thank you for joining me. If you're joining me on YouTube, please like, subscribe, give me a comment. If you're on Twitch, please join me for next stream. It'll be around the same time, probably in a couple days. Follow so you can see the next time that I will go live. And if you haven't followed, please, yes, follow. The more follows I have, the more I will be able to get to the 50 goal. So yeah, I appreciate you for joining me. and have a good night.